Who did she call the most racist person on TV? From pundits to presidents, Megyn Kelly has stirred the pot with oh so many celebs. Megyn Kelly has made it very clear that she's not a fan of the Kardashians and has gone as far as to suggest that they're evil. In October 2022, Kelly took to her podcast, The Megyn Kelly Show, to denounce the family, explaining the unrivaled vanity, like the self-promotional, out-of-control focus on oneself. They're hugely responsible for that in our society. Kelly interviewed the Kardashians herself before on Today in 2017, where she asked if they were a force of good or evil because of the unattainable image they promote. While Kim pointed out their positive impact in her response, looking back at it, Kelly completely disagrees.
That's what I object to. It's like their disgusting vanity, which is spread like wildfire in our society. The selfie culture is abhorrent.
You could say Kelly dislikes Kim the most, since she made it a point to later kick her when she was down after Kardashian got booed by fans when attending a LA Rams game. Kelly dished on another podcast episode.
I do not feel empathetic toward Kim Kardashian. What are we celebrating? Her enormous fake.
Kelly also persisted that Kim orchestrates all of her publicity, including her sex tape, by calling the paparazzi, and later photoshops those photos but denies doing it. She even said Kim exploits her own children but plays the victim. Yikes. Megyn Kelly and Jane Fonda's dislike for one another started in 2017 after Fonda appeared on Megyn Kelly Today. That's because Kelly asked Fonda about the plastic surgery she had done. Fonda looked completely taken aback by Kelly's question, responding,
"You're not proud to admit that you've had work done. Why not?"
We really want to talk about that now?
Later, when asked about the interaction by Variety, Fonda threw shade at Kelly, saying, "It was so inappropriate. It showed that she's not that good an interviewer." Fonda wasn't done after that either, considering that when appearing on Today months later, she made a salty comment about Kelly after a facelift joke.
Who are you, Megyn Kelly?
Of course, Kelly wasn't going to take all of that and took to her show to blast Fonda. She dished, "If Fonda really wants to have an honest discussion about older women's cultural face, then her plastic surgery is tough to ignore." Kelly went on to say that she had no regrets for asking that question and wasn't interested in a lesson on appropriateness from Fonda. Kelly wasn't done though, considering that she brought up Fonda's controversial past during the Vietnam War too.
By the way, she still says she is not proud of America. So the moral indignation is a little much.
Clearly, there were some pretty hard feelings. Perhaps Megyn Kelly's most famous feud was with former President Donald Trump, which was sparked by one of her questions during the 2015 Republican presidential debate.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals.
Trump apparently took issue with that and tweeted insults at Kelly, writing, "Wow, Megyn Kelly really bombed tonight." He didn't stop there, though, and later threw shade at her while on CNN.
You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
Kelly later revealed on the Ellen DeGeneres show that his attacks made her realize she didn't want to work in a toxic environment at Fox News, saying, "Donald Trump has a way of clarifying one's life choices." Megyn Kelly apparently didn't agree with tennis star Naomi Osaka's choice to not do press during the 2021 French Open to protect her mental health. Yet, it seems Kelly was even more bothered by the fact that Osaka went on to grace the cover of Sports Illustrated, which Kelly felt was hypocritical. She took to Twitter to blast Osaka, retweeting sports analyst Clay Travis, who wrote, "Since saying she's too introverted to talk to the media after tennis matches, Naomi Osaka has launched a reality show, a Barbie, and now is on the cover of the SI swimsuit issue." Osaka seemingly noticed that Kelly was judging her and hit the ball right back into Kelly's court in a tweet she later deleted, where she questioned Kelly's journalism skills. Osaka suggested Kelly didn't do her research since she'd actually shot all those magazine covers a year earlier. Before blocking Kelly, Osaka added, "Your first reaction is to hop on here and spew negativity. Do better, Megyn." Osaka's response only fired up Kelly more, because she then tweeted, "Poor Naomi Osaka blocked me while taking a shot at me. Guess she's only tough on the courts. Truth is, she just doesn't like cues she can't control. Admit it." For whatever reason, it appears that Osaka's actions really bugged Kelly. Why? Who knows?
Why do you think you made $55 million last year, Naomi?
Megyn Kelly has taken issue with former NFL player Colin Kaepernick on more than one occasion. In fact, she seemingly completely disagrees with most things he does. In 2020, for example, she was enraged when he tweeted, "There is nothing new about American terrorist attacks against Black and brown people for the expansion of American imperialism." Kelly, who's not usually one to keep quiet when she disapproves of something, then commented, "Because everything is racist. Everything. Even fighting back against terrorists who kill Americans. Nike, feeling proud?" While Kaepernick and Nike seemingly ignored Kelly, filmmaker Ava DuVernay defended him in her own tweet, shaming Kelly. Yet this just gave Kelly more incentive to double down on her attacks on Kaepernick. Kelly didn't just bash Kaepernick on Twitter, though. When she was later appalled by him comparing the NFL draft to slavery in his 2021 Netflix series, Colin in Black and White, she criticized him on her podcast, The Megyn Kelly Show.
I mean, he's insane. This is a racist guy. He really is a racist guy, and he hates our country. He hates America.
She even claimed that his show had made it clear that he was in fact a racist, and questioned how he got the series in the first place. It seems Megyn Kelly detested her former coworker Bill O'Reilly enough to complain about him when they worked at Fox News. The mother of three later shared her grievance after O'Reilly claimed a report by the New York Times about his sexual harassment lawsuit was false. He asserted that no woman had ever complained about him to Human Resources, which an outraged Kelly later negated on Today.
O'Reilly's suggestion that no one ever complained about his behavior is false. I know because I complained.
Kelly went on to share how she complained to Fox News co-presidents in November 2016. It was the same day her book, Settle for More, came out, which detailed her sexual harassment from the network's former CEO, Roger Ailes. Kelly explained on Today that O'Reilly had been on CBS News that day and was agitated when asked about her book because of how it might reflect on Fox News.
I'm not interested in making my network look bad at all. That doesn't interest me one bit.
That apparently angered Kelly enough to email a complaint, writing, "Perhaps he didn't realize the kind of message his criticism sent to young women across this country about how men continue to view the issue of speaking out about sexual harassment." Yet Kelly wasn't done there, considering that she lambasted O'Reilly again when on Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Who keeps thank you notes from 9 years earlier and puts them in a file just in case they need them, right?
It appears Megyn Kelly can't help but denounce people that annoy her, even when a situation doesn't necessarily involve her. And that's exactly what the former Fox News correspondent did to MSNBC host Tiffany Cross, after Cross suggested on her show that Samoan Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is Black. Cross had done so when criticizing the NFL after Tagovailoa got hurt during a September 2022 football game. She shared,
"To see all these Black men crashing into each other with a bunch of white owners, white coaches, and the complete disregard of Black bodies and Black life."
These comments apparently infuriated Kelly, who then took to her own podcast, The Megyn Kelly Show, to call Cross a moron because Tagovailoa isn't Black, and went on to call Cross the most racist person on television.
This person sees everything through a "it's racist" prism.
Cross clearly doesn't like Kelly either, so she wasn't afraid to fire back at Kelly on her show, saying, "Honestly, guys, the Jesus and Santa are white lady is not going to claw her way back to social relevance on my show." Megyn Kelly's apparent dislike for Jennifer Lopez and Shakira was sufficient enough to blast them on her podcast, The Megyn Kelly Show, over 2 years after they offended her. That's because in October 2022, Kelly criticized their 2020 Super Bowl halftime performance, suggesting she held quite the grudge.
I object to like J-Lo and Shakira showing their vag at the Super Bowl. I don't want that.
Kelly wasn't alone in that, though, since the New York Post reported that the concert received some hate. One person even tweeted, "Not appropriate for kids at a Super Bowl halftime show, just J-Lo's outfits in general." It seems Kelly has a problem with Lopez and Shakira, particularly since she added that she doesn't have a problem with women embracing their bodies in general, and went on to praise former supermodel Paulina Poroskova for her revealing photos on her social media. With that said, it's clear Kelly just can't stand some celebrities, and she'll definitely make it known.